It is still Thanksflicking, my AKAPADers. It's the obsessive podcast of everything movies, and every single November, I do the films I'm thankful for. This year, we got into like a really good rhythm of just doing all kinds of content. Sometimes one episode a day, 2 episodes a day, 3 episodes a day. This is the type of content drip that I dream of, and I'm so grateful for you, the AKAPADers, the AKAPAD Army, and everyone that helps me behind the scenes to make this happen. And it's a little bit sad because we're wrapping up Thanksflicking with Tucker, a Man and His Dream. 1988. It's listed as a comedy drama. I always had this as a drama, but it's also directed by the still added Francis Ford Coppola. It stars Jeff Bridges, Joan Allen, Martin Landau as the banker, and even Christian Slater, who's one of the sons. This is one of the movies I love. This is one of the movies I go to when we discuss the career of Francis Ford Coppola, because this is a jobber movie. This is a hey, we're going to hire you. Hey, can you please make a movie? And he's also doing it with his buddy George Lucas. It was actually billed as Coppola, Lucas, Bridges, Tucker. So let's get into it, AKAPADers. I want to tell you why I'm grateful for Tucker, a Man and His Dream.
On the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take 1.
Action!
So I was just about to sit down, fire up the recording, get my notes, and my mother called. So we had to have a little bit of a hey, Christmas is approaching. We gotta get ready for Christmas discussion. And during that, she was asking me about my Christmas movies, what Christmas movies I'm mapping out, I'm planning, and I kind of was telling her that across the board, there's more Christmas movies available through all the apps now than in human history. And nearly everything I'm searching for is available. When I was just at her place for the second Thanksgiving, by the way, because I hosted Thanksgiving this year, me and the missus, the love, the woman of my life, my fiance. We the next weekend, we had a follow-up at my mother's for people who couldn't make the day of days, but we had like almost like a catch-up day. So we watched Thanksgiving and we immediately get into the original Christmas Carol. And all of this is leading into Cinemas. So Cinemas is coming, and we're going to launch with the very first Christmas Carol. That was something I projected years ago. I never quite got there. But this year, we're going to be all in on Cinemas. Christmas movies. I hope you guys like Christmas movies, but we do a lot of other things on this podcast, and all of you, holy crap, thank you so much for just sticking with me, hanging out, joining me from time to time, because you guys make it happen. And sometimes we have good years of these rollouts, and sometimes we have bad years, but we're roughly 8 years deep into this entire venture of mine. And I kind of want to say we're not even quite at the halfway point. I thought it would take me about 20 years to get to where we needed things to be for this show. But AKAPAD, I love creation mythology. I love creation stories. I still remember when I first saw The Social Network with David Fincher, right? David Fincher is our director for that. And that movie really blew my mind. I just thought, I didn't care how accurate it was. I just like how it played out, how it made me feel. Just really, I got out of that theater, bought a book of about Python coding on my way home, and been coding Python ever since. And here's the wild thing: I don't even do it professionally. I'm just almost like a Python hobbyist. You gotta be deranged to do that. I remember The Aviator, Martin Scorsese, similar reaction. I remember Wolf of Wall Street when I first saw that movie, to where it just fired me up to be productive in life. The first movie that triggered that in me could be this flick. I remember it would be on Cinemax. It was on there was a run where a Tucker the Man and His Dream was on Cinemax quite often. At one point, HBO, you could get HBO Cinemax on your local cable package before everything became bundles, but you would get 1 and 2, and Cinemax was a little bit more towards cinema. A lot of the deeper, more of the black and white, more of the longer movies. And HBO was, even back then, even when I was young, Martin Tupper, Dream On, they had Fraggle Rock, they had their original programming, more of the poppy movies, more of the more popular movies. But Cinemax was for the cinema people. It's where I first saw Clockwork Orange, I first saw Heavy Metal, insanely impactful, both of those movies. This guy's passion, the way how Jeff Bridges portrays Preston Tucker, who's a car guy. He's making a car. His dream is this car. It's called the Tucker. It's innovative. He talks about the glass shattering a certain way so you don't cut yourself. He talks about the trunk space. And the auto industry just derails him. They fight him tooth and nail. Very similar to how Martin Scorsese builds Howard Hughes' struggle with the industry and government against him. Jeff Bridges and this movie, and Martin Scorsese, and written by Arnold Schulman and David Sider, these are our craftsmen. The story that they tell is somewhat templatized nowadays. It's very much templatized in Martin Scorsese's Aviator. But it doesn't matter, because this is one of those movies I put on a hell of a lot. I put this movie on more than I realized. When I was on my initial run of purging all my VHSs, all my Laserdiscs, all of my multiple formats, because I was such a geek growing up, I had a literal library. It was our basement was part comic book shop, part movie store, and part art studio. But I purged it all, purged all my DVDs, and I committed to owning everything digitally. This movie was on my list of films that, as soon as it became available on digital, I was going to have to get it. I bought this movie sight unseen. There's a couple movies on my YouTube. I just broke down the Guyver, the live action Guyver that kind of co-stars, or he's in it, Mark Hamill. That's available on digital. That's always been on my list. And throughout these years, I'm down to about 3 or 4 movies that I need on digital that I just believe are movies a person must own. I wouldn't say everyone needs to own this movie or see it, but this movie should be on your radar for the career of Jeff Bridges, Joan Allen, Francis Ford Coppola. I love the George Lucas collab movies, period. I just always enjoyed it. Even with Willow, get it. I get it. It's a Ron Howard movie. It's an Industrial Light and Magic movie, but George Lucas, his name, his fingerprints are all over that movie. And people forget that about him. It's either it's American Graffiti, Star Wars, or bust when we talk about George Lucas's film career. We don't talk about this movie at all. This movie is a fantastic creation movie. It's endless motivation for me, and I love the dogs in this movie. And and you'll know when Tucker comes home with the blueprints and the concept drawings of his car, you will see the dogs in that scene. Martin Landau is incredible. He's fantastic. The exact type of character you expect him to play. And also, who pops in this movie? Elias Kostas, aka Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Career guy. Him, the film buffers, we know him from Tigerland, the Joel Schumacher movie. We love Tigerland. But AKAPADers, wrapping up Thanksflicking 2024 is a movie that makes me want to work. Everything you see, everything you hear, if you follow me on social media, everything I pour into social media, you can only imagine that echoes into my professional life as well. just for example, AKAPAD, I'm in the next few days I'm heading to Austin, Texas, just very spontaneously to meet up and hang out with my fiance. And in Austin, I already have 2 people, one from social and one from my professional world to meet up with, to see, and to have some drinks with. The point I'm getting at is these are reflections of being productive, because when you're productive, you have to be friends with a lot of people because you need a lot of help. And I know a lot of you, right, you guys regularly listen to this, so I don't know. I'm going to be traveling a lot in early 2025, so just be on the lookout. If you're in any of those cities, feel free, reach out to me, let me know, and we'll hang out, potentially. All right, AKAPADers, a little bit of a rank there. Tucker, go check out Tucker. I love this movie.
Okay, that's a wrap.